Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest e-learning platform. So, we'll start your preparation with Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. So today, we'll study
Hello everyone,
about
welcome to Unacademy.
Central Vista project. Right. So, in which we'll study about historical link, historical background, after that requirement of new parliament. Alright, now, yes, welcome. Yes, so Unacademy, India's largest e-learning platform, will give you opportunity to join and start your preparation with various subscriptions. You will get daily live classes, structured courses, mock test, and unlimited access for live and recorded classes. We 100 plus top educators will guide you throughout the preparation. So download an Academy Learning app today and start your preparation of UPSC CSE. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, having experienced more than 8 years in the field of guiding to the students and aspirants for the UPSC Civil Services. You can join through our Telegram group to get daily updates. You can follow me on Unacademy app using this link. Yes, right. So those aspirants wants to start their preparation with modules. Here are the options for them. So they can start their preparation with the polity, governance, IR, history, Indian economy, geography, current affairs according to their convenience. Right. Now, do not forget to use code RBI Life to get 10% discount on all Unacademy courses. If we are talking about plus subscription, iconic subscription, where you will get personal coach along with study planner and personalized feedback. So feedback is the most important part during your preparation, right? So use RBI Life code to subscribe iconic subscription and get 10% discount on that. Now, as per your convenience, you can join the courses for 1 year, 2 year, weekend batches, NCRT batches. Alright. So friends, start your preparation with Unacademy. Now, today's topic is Central Vista project. So friends, the topic is in news from last few months as well, right? Now, first of all, we'll see historical link and historical significance of Central Vista. Alright, now, if we are talking about historical significance, which means the British government of India felt that ruling India from Delhi was easier and more convenient. Okay, so during the Delhi Darbar on 12 December 1911, George V, and then the ruling emperor of India along with Queen Mary, announced that the capital of India would be shifted from Kolkata to a new city to be built near an ancient city, Delhi. And work started for the new capital city. Alright, so during Delhi Darbar, 12 December 1911, George V was announced that India would be shifted from capital of India would be shifted from Kolkata to nearby Delhi, right? So initial architecture and planning were done by two British architects. So after the decided of that place near Delhi, architecture and planning were done by two British architects. That is name of those architects, Sir Herbert Baker and Sir Edwin Lutyens. Okay, so they started their initial work of planning. Right now, the construction work began after the First World War, and the whole construction got over by 1931. So the construction work has been started in the year around 1918 and completed by 1931. Now, after that, on 30th Feb 1931, Lord Irwin, the Viceroy of India, inaugurated New Delhi as new capital of the country. Alright guys, so in 1931, Lord Irwin inaugurated new capital of India, New Delhi. Alright, now, so this New Delhi, also known as Lutyens capital city. Alright, it means on the name of famous architecture, British architecture, right? Now, the many layered history of Delhi witnessed many cities, popularly referred as the seven cities of Delhi. So, if we are talking about Delhi, there are compilation of or nearby seven cities. Alright, after that, the contemporary eighth city is Lutyens, New Delhi. So, as we know, in the history, Delhi was popularly referred as the seven cities of Delhi, and after the creation of new capital, that is Lutyens capital city, New Delhi, known as a contemporary eighth city. Right now, what happened during the construction and you know planning of that new capital from approx planning was started in 1912 itself. Construction was started around 1918. So during that work, during that process, Lutyens forged a new style of architecture for the city. So combining the neoclassical with essence borrowed from India's Mughal and Buddhist past. All right. So he combined overall architecture with neoclassical with accent borrowed from India's Mughal and Buddhist past. Now, city's access, he set out a vast rectangular mall surrounded by government offices and crowned at its far end by an imposing palace for the viceroy. In present days, we are calling it as a Rashtrapati Bhavan. Alright, now during the construction and planning of the city in that Lutyens zone, we can say, dotting the boulevards were wide bungalows with colonnade verandas and spacious gardens for colonial administrators. Right. So, this was like an imperial Delhi plan which is noted in. All right, so it's a Imperial Delhi. This area known as Imperial Delhi during that period. Okay, yes friends. Now this plan was fashioned by the Garden City Principles of Ebenezer Howard, with tree, white tree lined avenues, large plots and bungalows set in them. Alright, now, so the structure is like Garden City. Okay, so Garden City Principles of Ebenezer Howard. The main axis was an east-west axis. Remember guys, so they planned accordingly east-west axis starting from the Rashtrapati Bhavan atop the Raisina Hill, going down to the climax at the India Gate in C hexagon. Alright, next point, related feature of the Lutyens zone, that is Lutyens city. The city was laid out in a grand manner and is an excellent example of fine blend of classical and modern town planning. Alright, now this plan was essential for the national government offices and residences and took into account the hot and dry climate of Delhi summers. Alright, now the masterly composition of Rashtrapati Bhavan, originally the Viceroy's residence, North Block, South Block, large bungalow plots, and other government buildings knit together carefully by a web of wide shady avenues lends to the city a grand order, symmetry, and unique aesthetic character with few parallel in the world. All right, so we can say this is an unique structure built by Britishers. Okay, now this Lutyens bungalow zone known as LBZ. So Lutyens bungalow zone area is located on the slopes of the Raisina Hill, which is a part of Aravallis, the oldest fold mountain range in the world. So this is the geographical link of the Lutyens zone, right? So LBZ area is located on the slopes of the Raisina Hill, which is a part of Aravallis. So the Aravallis originate in Gujarat and culminate in Raisina Hill in Delhi. So basically, these are over 1500 million years old and highly ecological sensitive range. Okay. Now, in several cases, also in reach behind the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the Honorable Supreme Court has intervened and issues instructed for preservation of the natural assets. In present, if we are talking about environmental assets or natural assets in Raisina Hills. Now, the World Monument Fund has designated this LBZ, that is Lutyens Bungalow Zone, as one of the world's 100 most endangered sites in the year 2002. So remember this fact guys, World Monuments Fund has designated Lutyens Bungalow Zone LBZ as one of the world's 100 most endangered sites. Alright. Now, next feature of this Lutyens Bungalow Zone is also a high security area for obvious reasons, as all the VVIPs and key government functionaries reside here. Alright. Now, again, in the connection with the historical footprints, the imperial New Delhi capital city derives its combined inspiration from the French palace of Versailles and Elephant City plan for Washington DC. Alright, now New Delhi has been fashioned as a garden city capital with a large number of bungalows, unlike Washington DC. Right, so New Delhi has been fashioned as a garden city capital. Now, Imperial New Delhi designed by Lutyens is therefore a unique example of urban planning without a parallel in the world and cannot be compared with other examples elsewhere. No other development in the world comes close to the scale and value of this area. So, remember guys, Lutyens Bungalow Zone, that is Imperial New Delhi, designed by British architectures, is a unique example of urban planning. Alright, now this area is perhaps the only area in the city of Delhi which has huge green cover, which is a key environmental asset and an essential lung space for the city. So, this is enriched with the environmental assets and covered with the trees. Alright, now next feature of this Lutyens capital city. So, friends, this is we are just studying historical background of the central Vista, right? So, Lutyens capital city is one of its kind in the world. As I told you, India is fortunate to have this masterly architecture, urban design, composition in Delhi, its national capital. Alright, the grand tree lined avenues, buildings of New Delhi bearing a unique character have created an ambience of great charm and a unique aesthetic in urban art. Alright, now over the years, with the advent of time, many social, political, and economic changes have come about, and New Delhi has transformed. Right, the physical spatial envelope has undergone many changes from time to time to suit evolving situations. Even after 100 years, however, much of the grandeur of Lutyens' creation still remains. It reminds us the bygone days of colonial rule and our struggle shake off the yoke of foreign power. So we can uh, study the importance and relevance of this place to our freedom struggle as well. Now, so Lutyens New Delhi today stands as a reminder of India's freedom struggle and as a symbol of an independent democracy. Alright guys, so therefore Lutyens Delhi needs to be conserved as much as it needs to be adapted to the changing modern times for change in the law of life, right? So basically LBZ named after the large number of bungalows that surrounding with central vista. Now terms relate with today's topic. Lutyens Bungalow Zone LBZ, named after the large number of bungalows surrounded the central vista, was nurtured and maintained as an exclusive conclave with its own development guidelines. Alright, now this Lutyens Bungalow Zone is unique and only new town in the world which was designed with inspiration from the garden city movement, as we have covered the feature of garden city. So basically it's like this tree line streets. Now this is a street. So friends, tree line street radiated from the central vista and covers in hexagonal nodes. Alright, so the central vista within the Lutyens bungalow zone area is the stage for the annual Republic Day parade and other important functions which are a pride of the nation. Okay, so I hope you cleared the concept of a central vista in Lutyens bungalow zone area. Alright, now in picture, this is India Gate. Alright, so guys, we'll move further. Why is in news? If we are talking about this Central Vista and Central Vista project, why is in news? Because recently the Supreme Court upheld the central government's plan for construction of the Central Vista project and the government's proposal to construct a new parliament in Lutyens, Delhi. Okay, so this is the reason Central Vista project is in news. Now, what is meant by this project? So, it's a redevelopment project. Central Vista is a redevelopment project. The Union Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs proposed the Central Vista redevelopment project in 2019. Right, so the project envisaged constructing a triangular parliament building next to the existing one. So this is, we can say, old parliament and new triangular parliament. So I'll show you the pictures in next slides as well. So basically Central Vista redevelopment project is a part of constructing a triangular parliament building next to the existing one and constructing common central secretariat, revamping of the 3 kilometer long Rajpath from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. Right, and next one is north and south block to be repurposed as museums. All right, now currently the central vista of New Delhi houses Rashtrapati Bhavan, Parliament House, north and south block, India Gate and National Archives among others is the part of central vista of New Delhi. Now see, this is the outline we can say of this Central Vista project. So this is a plan to redevelop 3 kilometer long stretch from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. Okay, so see this stretch guys known as Rajpath. Now next, this project includes new parliament building, common central secretariat, new residences for prime minister and vice president and new building for PMO. So these are the parts of Central Vista project, and this project estimated cost is 20,000 crore. All right, now after the announcement of this project, environmental activists raised few concerns. If we are discussing those concerns, like they raised point or a major concern is that the Central Vista project will strip the city of vast green cover and aggravate the problem of air pollution in New Delhi, which reaches hazardous level every winter. So, after the announcement of this project and plan, environmental activists raised few concerns in which problem of air pollution in New Delhi, right? So basically this project will reduce number of trees in that area. This is the concern raised by the environmental activists. Now next concern they raised, under the plan the old parliament building will be converted into a museum and trees that line the Rajpath Boulevard, the site of an annual Republic Parade, will be moved to make space for the new buildings and transplanted near the outskirts of the city. If we are talking about the trees that line the Rajpath, will transplanted near the outskirts of the city. And one of the activists urged that the soil is so weak, the air is so bad, the water is so polluted that transplantation of these trees is impossible. Okay, so this point raised by the environmental activist. Next point they raised, the government is pampering itself with the Central Vista project instead of taking care of its people and their health. Right. Next point, one of our biggest worries is the rise in air pollution due to the vast amount of debris that will come from the Central Vista project. Next, in the intermediate short term, there will be a huge amount of construction dust. An estimated 700 trucks of debris will be carried back and forth from the site every day for the next 4 years. One of the activists, she said that, it's we can say a huge amount of construction dust and estimated 700 trucks of debris will be carried back from the site every day. Okay, now next point raised by the environmental activists, that the trees lines Vista, a popular tourist site, will be cordoned off and public access will be limited once it's redeveloped and surrounded by new government buildings. Alright, so the government is encroaching into public spaces. Meaning of this is the government is encroaching into public spaces. So the activist said that as much as they insist the Central Vista will remain a public place, we know that it will never be the same. Alright, so these are the points raised by the environmental activists. Right, moving further, we'll see how Central Vista project cleared the path and a chronology of the Central Vista project. What happened in 2019? September 2019, government announces Central Vista revamp plan. It envisages a new triangular parliament house. So see the image of this new triangular parliament. This is a old parliament. Alright friends, so in September 2019, government announces Central Vista revamp plan. It envisaged a new triangular parliament house with a sitting capacity of 900 to 1200 MPs and several government buildings. We'll see the details of sitting capacity on all this in the further slides. After that, next, in Feb 11, 2020, Delhi High Court asked Delhi Development Authority to approach the court before notifying any change in the master plan before going ahead with the project. Alright. Now Delhi High Court asked DDA, Delhi Development Authority, to approach any change in the master plan before going ahead with the project. Now, on Feb 28, Division Bench stays order on the appeal by DDA and Center. Now, November 5, SC reserves verdict. December 7, Supreme Court allows Center to proceed with foundation stone laying ceremony for the Central Vista project, but restrained it from the starting construction. So on 7 December 2020, Supreme Court allows Center to proceed with foundation stone laying ceremony. Right. After that, on 7 December, after that 10th December, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays the foundation stone for the project Central Vista. So, on 10 December 2020, ceremony was held at the Lutyens zone. Then, 5th January, next, last development or chronological event was happened on 5th January 2021. Supreme Court clears the decks of construction of the ambitious project. On 5th January 2021, Supreme Courts give green signal to the project Central Vista. So this is all events in short and chronology of the Central Vista project. Now see the few images of this proposed. This is the images from architecture firm. It will looks like this one view. Yes. Now dear friends, this is proposed new triangular shaped parliament. Now see close view of this, and this is our old parliament, and this one is new in front of old one. All right. Now yes, now next we'll see the features of this project. So we can say this new Central Vista project, so it's a redevelopment project in New Delhi, is a historically and culturally significant project proposing a redevelopment of prime land with the site allocated in the heart of the capital city. So it is a mega scale urban development which seeks to uplift and upgrade the requirement of burgeoning economy, right? So if we are talking about our requirement, all right. So if we are discussing demand, why our government proposed and demanded the new parliament and secretariat? Because currently our infrastructure is outdated, right, and inadequate space for the day-to-day uses. Now in if we are discussing this redevelopment under the urban context, then the site comprises a highly coveted buildings such as the presidential residence Rashtrapati Bhavan, the north and south blocks, the Indian Parliament, ministerial complexes, various secretariat buildings beside the National Archives, few national museums, and national stadium. The design concepts are centered on restoration, adaptive reuse, intelligent conversation, conservation, upgradation, retrofitting and reconfiguration of the existing heritage and preserve the celebrated historic value of the area along with creation of some landmark edifices. So this is our responsibility or duty to create new landmark with historical importance and conservation of our historical monuments. All right, now see, this is the picture. We can say this is pictorial image. All right, now it's all about Lutyens zone, and these are the secretariat. This is no new construction. Now, if we are talking about this master planning concept, which means the overall master planning integrates elements of harmony, balance, and rhythm to ideate a concept which is comprehensive understanding of the challenges of the present times while leaving ample area for unhindered future expansion, right? So the axis of the vista extend more than 2 kilometers in length, as we have discussed axis of the vista in previous slides. All right, so the axis extends more than 2 kilometers in length and is developed as a mixed use cultural district. All right, so it's expansion of the vista, right? A natural stream along a central axis balances the overall site and is flanked by extensively landscape avenues and pedestrian spines either side. So it's all about the features of the construction. By restricting uh, vehicular movement on the outer roads, the street is kept pedestrian friendly, becoming an eco-conscious zone. The design also proposes a monorail concealed under the terraced landscape, which links all buildings in the precinct and integrates with city mass transits. So, if we are discussing about this new construction and new project, is a technological advancement is utilized to its fullest with features such as high-end security systems integrated in the district, integrated in this district, display screens to help guide pedestrians with movement in and around the site, well regulated parking space for vehicles, etc. So this is an important feature of this new project because parking and this crowded area, these are the issue during last decade. Now we can say this is a vernacular design. All right, so friends, we can discuss the demand, basically demand of the project, like common central secretariat which brings all government offices to one area. All right, now the architectural concepts strive for a responsible design development through understanding of conservation, sustainability, and holistic approach. All right, so the offices are proposed as a mixed use spaces and are inspired by the mohallas, chowks, and bazaars of Chandni Chowk, one of the oldest areas. So the idea derived from our old city, that is Old Delhi, and accommodate retail areas, restaurant, lounging spaces, etc. in their central courtyards. So basically, entrance of these buildings use gopurams and tornas as inspiration, giving a magnificent look to the whole complex. So these are the few features of new Central Vista project. Right, now climatologically responsive design, if we are talking about the feature, so it's a climatologically responsive design. The offices would be able to symbolically represent India through use of jalis, lowers, accommodating semi-shaded central courtyards, and creation of double skin facade by extending slabs, supported by column corridors around the secretariat edifices. Okay, so these are the architecture features of the central vista, right? So the architectural elements and techniques work well in Indian landscape and establish a climatological responsive design. For example, stone panels with a different tradition Indian architecture motifs become the pattern for jalis, which celebrate the art and architecture history of India while synchronizing with the existing Lutyens character. So if we are talking about this redevelopment project, it's connected with our old Lutyens character. Okay, so it's all about the what we can say supplementing our architecture. All right. So if we are discussing about this Central Vista project on the grounds of redefining, so this project is known as redefining urban character. It means uh, the proposal also integrates high level technology through automation and artificial intelligence system in the buildings for increased security. Right. So north and south blocks already existing and highly prominent offices are proposed to be restored instead of using them as museums. Right. So after the shifting of these offices into the new buildings, old premises restored as in museums. Okay, now at next feature, like at the one end of axis, a precinct of museum is proposed around India Gate, a national memorial monument embedding adaptive reuse of historical Indian princely states. Right. So there are the planning of museums and all that in this new redevelopment project. So reimagining New Delhi as a garden city, the redevelopment proposal offers a possibility of bestowing it with an international iconic stature and creating a state of art futuristic and reliable vision of urban development. So this project is identified as a redefining urban character, right? So as we are discussing the demand, basically in the context of demand, uh, common central secretariat which brings all government offices to the one area. Along with that, a triangular parliament building will be built next to the existing one. If we are talking about features of this parliament building, like earlier in the old premises we have seating capacity of 552, but in this new chamber we are proposing 888 plus can accommodate 1277 members seating capacity in the joint sitting as well, right? So this is the proposed new Lok Sabha hall, and this is the new Rajya Sabha hall. So basically Lok Sabha hall is designed to theme of peacock, and Rajya Sabha designed on the theme of lotus. All right, now so if we are talking about current sitting capacity in Rajya Sabha is around 245 members. Now proposed seats in new chamber will be 384, right? So this is the features of new building, and these are halls of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Along with that, in new parliament building, national symbol will placed here. It means crown of the building to get national emblem, main court had to have banyan tree, right? So now each if we are talking about few more features, like each floor to get ministerial office and committee rooms, like next is first floor to have dining facility for MPs, VIPs and visitors, and in the constitution hall at center to have three entry points, and constitution hall will have same height as that of existing parliament. So this is the constitution hall. All right, so these are the few features of new parliament building. Now if we are talking about north and south block of central secretariat may be turned into museums, as we have discussed. And one more feature should be mentioned here is like no new building will be higher than the India Gate. So this is the clause mentioned in the project, that is no new building will be higher than the India Gate. All right, now so these are the this is one of the view of this our new Vista project. Now, so ultimately, if we'll conclude our session, so we can say the current parliament or our secretariat is outdated infrastructure and inadequate space. That these are the reasons to propose this new Vista Central Vista project, right? So the current buildings, these are the distress and overutilization. All right, so overutilization of these old buildings is the reason for that, and the current present building does not have any space to house any additional members, means limitations are there. So there are few reasons, and it's already in the discussion from last few years. Now this government proposed this Central Vista project, so it's all about Central Vista project. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, even you can join our Telegram group to ask any doubts. All right, so here is the one announcement, guys. So you can join Unacademy Combat. Now next combat scheduled on 7th February in the morning 11 a.m. So this is the today's topic related to Central Vista project. So just revise the points, guys, and keep studying. All the best.